You should work on your push-up. It's important, like very, more so than a bench press. And I'm gonna guess from experience that you could be doing it better. But hey, the good news is, do them better, do them less. Those popular slot parties that pass as workouts today won't manifest the good stuff, strength, muscle, ability, results, like fewer reps of good old quality movement. So let's make a better push-up and throw around some ideas for variations. Remember, movement is connection and it begins wherever you are. Right now, we're here. Did you know the plank is the second thing I show anybody when I train them? The hands-toe plank. Understanding the basic plank lays down some serious groundwork for a big chunk of the rest of your movement journey. And to move in and out of that plank, say like a push-up, is pure strength gold. Normally here I'd ramble on about how strength equals connection and practice makes permanent and something about training within your value system. And who knows, I still might slip into a rant, but right now I want to run through the bare bones process of understanding your push-up. And I mean bare bones. This is the Cliff Note version of how to grok your body for this particular jam. Anyone still remember Cliff Notes? This, by the way, has been a tricky week for filming because it's just rained all week long. And I don't have an inside studio. This is it, my garden gym. So any of this B-roll you're seeing of me doing these push-ups and all these variations was in the rain. I just didn't feel like bringing my audio equipment out there. But outside is where I choose to be, rain or shine, and I hope it's similar for you. First, get the wrists ready. If you're gonna be spending an extended period of time on the ground, prep these a bit. You've probably got your own ways of doing it, but if you need some more ideas, push-up basics, flat back. And I mean flat back, which means lock in your lats and ass. We call it squishing the trolls, which I won't elaborate on. But again, and yes, from the knees is okay to try to explore depth, but try everything we do from your toes with this guideline. I don't care how deep you go, as long as you keep your shape. No drooping, no slouching, no changing of the spine. Flat back, lats and ass dialed in. Solid down, solid up. If your spine changes shape, it's no longer a BodyTribe approved push-up. You've stopped squishing your trolls, which means it might behoove you to learn what that means. Now what? And if you can get the depth and repeat it many times, then we can start adding groovy variations to it. It's variation time, where the push-up goes from being already a little better than the bench press to leaping far beyond anything the bench press can ever create for your body. You have artistic control over three things to create whatever sort of push-up you want. Ask your body what it needs, it'll tell you. Create something wonderful, try it, see what happens. Try changing one or all of these three things. Speed, hand position, body position, not spine shape. Speed. Fast is great, which we'll talk about in a second, but what about slow? And I mean slow, like taking 1 minute to do an entire push-up. Not what we're gonna do right now, by the way. Oh, give it a try. All those B-roll push-ups I did yesterday in the rain, they're taking their toll today. Everything's a little ouchy right now. But if super slow is fun, so is super fast. Just try to launch from the bottom to create that speed, because it's really easy to cheat these by coming up less than super fast, but popping the very last part of it. Pop! That's not an explosive push-up. These are explosive push-ups. Hand position. What about just randomly changing your hand position while you're doing your push-up? It makes every push-up unique, it makes every push-up kind of exciting, but it also teaches you a little bit about how well you're keeping your shape, how well you're squishing your trolls, packing your shoulders, how well you're keeping the integrity of the body itself while you're moving around. It shows you where your weaknesses are so you can cater your push-up to attack those weaknesses. You can also change your hands from a traditional position into something just a little different, maybe wider, what we call an archer push-up, where you actually end up moving your body around by coming down on one side, stretching to the other side, straightening that arm all the way out, and then pushing up on the other side. It helps you learn both sides of your body. One side might be more dominant than the other. Guess what you might want to work on? But it also helps the third category of messing with your push-up, body position. Can you keep your shape, that spine shape, even though your body is moving through space? And if the full archer is tough, progress into it by starting with your hands normal position and then widening them over time. Doing what we call around the world, shifting your weight from one side over to the other side, but without committing to that full stretch of the arm like the archer push-up. So what if we introduce a little obstacle, like a block? We'll first work on changing body position, in this case by changing height, going lower, going higher. You'll notice I'm also changing hands. And there's a speed element. You're messing with the speed. If we want to keep messing with all three factors, speed, hand position, body position, keep the cinder blocks and start moving around them in different ways. Maybe just one, maybe two. This is where you start seeing movement as your canvas. You can have a unique artistic perspective to your strength training. We're not doing anything ridiculous or superfluous. We're just using three simple factors to change our push-up to conquer the gaps in our strength, to meet our body's needs, to be able to move in many ways, for many reasons, however we want, which to me is sort of a holistic description of athleticism. So consider these simple ways of adding athleticism to your strength, being a capable mover. And guess what? You're gonna build a little muscle in the process, probably more so than a bench press, believe it or not. Imagine that, building muscle by becoming a better, stronger, more skilled human being. Now, I cover all of this with much greater depth and far more variety on the BodyTribe website, starting with the free Initiate program. Plug, 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 plug. It's our intro program where we get to learn ourselves through movement and we start asking the question of where can I go from here? It's a solid understanding of basic foundations of movement that you can then build on for the rest of your movement and strength journey. And as I mentioned, it's free over at BodyTribe.com, where we also have the forums where you can come and participate in more conversations about this, like this week's live stream where I go into more detail about what we're talking about here in this video. So come on over, BodyTribe.com, and our new slogan, movements to fuck with. Still working that one out maybe. Hey, leave your comments below. Once again, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for inspiring, because you do. And remember, you matter. Treat yourself and others accordingly. Bye.